and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that old outlaw Waylon Jennings. It is weekly purchases, and another big week of weekly purchases this week. Looking around, maybe a 3-rounder with a Grail pickup. And if you guys saw one of my toy hunt videos this week, you probably know all about that, but I'll explain a little bit of that one in this very video. But we always start off weekly purchases with a little bit of housekeeping, and of course, Patreon. Of course, thank you to all the Patreon supporters out there. A lot of stuff on Patreon right now. If you're a Patreon supporter, you're getting bombarded with videos every single day, as this is a busy time of year for me in my work life, my normal work life. So I had to work a lot of late nights to get ahead on some of these videos because I knew I wouldn't have the time. So there's a lot of content on there much earlier. A lot of these videos you've been seeing this week have been on the channel for quite some time at this point. So a lot going on the Patreon. I appreciate all the support, but of course it is time for the July giveaway. And July's giveaway gonna be Seth Rollins Ultimate Edition. Seth Rollins coming in hot. So if you're into Seth Rollins, you're into the Ultimate Edition, this is the giveaway for the month of July. So check out the Patreon, link in the description below, all that kind of fun stuff. Another little housekeeping note, it is 4th of July weekend. Happy 4th of July to those that are celebrating out there. But it is a big sale at the Pro Wrestling Tees website. 20% off everything for the next couple of days. And if you're not going to buy my shirt, buy the birthday boy. My birthday was last weekend, but buy the birthday boy Terry Funk. I mean, he's got all those new shirts up there. I think I might have to order some of those. But you can also order my shirts as well. Got to get a deal. The Rio shirt, the Turtle Anxiety shirt, the Point shirt. There's a lot of stuff over there. And if you're going to spend your money, might as well do it and get a deal at it. So 20% off over Pro Wrestling Tees this weekend. So check that out if that does interest you out there. Now we got a little bit of recap of the week that was here, and what did we unbox on the channel, what was going on the channel this week. Well, it was G.I. Joe June, and it was launching pretty hard. We did get a lot of G.I. Joe figures unboxed this week. We had Copperhead, we had Torpedo, we had Shipwreck, we had Bazooka, we had Scrap Iron, and we had the true leader of G.I. Joe. Of course, we had Flint, the Ultimate Edition from Super 7. I still got the Destro, Lady J, Baroness Super 7s. Those have been on the Patreon for a couple of weeks now. We'll get to those on regular YouTube eventually. We also did a top 5 bats countdown. I think that was our first G.I. Joe countdown, if I'm not mistaken. You know how that goes. I always love a little Joes mixed in. We got wrestling next week, so stay tuned for that. But a lot of good countdown videos on the channel. We did the top 5 bats of all time. So check that one out if you missed it. Put your list in the comments down below, as I always do say. We also went back and we looked at the defining moments. Of course, Ringside Collectibles Mattel Defining Moments box set. We ranked that entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite. A lot of surprises in that set. Definitely a good one. Definitely check that one out if you missed it. We also unboxed the AEW Commentators playset, an interesting one. I got a double set of monitors and headphones, so I drew the lucky ticket on that one, I guess. But we did unbox that on the channel. We dived into some Ruthless Aggression figures, Edge, Tori Wilson, and JBL. We unboxed all 3 of those on the channel this week. Check out that video if you missed those. We also did a WWE reveals video for all the WWE.com reveals for the month of June. We broke all those down. Check out that video if you missed it on the channel this week as well. Of course, Tuesday tradition, Jack's Classic Superstars unboxed Trish Stratus and the Legion of Doom. Talk about the Beauty and the Beast unboxing. But man, here for that. And of course, Jack's Classic Superstars, over 3 years now, every single Tuesday on the channel, we do a Jack's Classic Superstars video. And a lot of you guys know we have not missed a video ever. We've had a video every single day for over 3 years, never missed a day, and actually the last year or so it's been 3 videos a day. Before that it was 2 videos a day. So as I always say, it's not just a nickname, it's true. The hardest working man on YouTube. There you go. There it is. So we did do that this week. We also took a little look at Indiana Jones. You know I had to unbox Short Round. I just found out about this Short Round character like a couple of weeks ago, 2 months ago. What is time, as we do say. But man, he stole my heart in a major way, so we took a look at Short Round this week. And Arnold Taut, whatever. We unboxed those from the Indiana Jones movie line this week on the channel, so check those out. Speaking of movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mutant Mayhem, the brand new Playmates figures. We unboxed the 4 turtles to see what all the fuss was about, and there was a little fuss. There was some fuss. Check out that review on the channel. 2 toy hunts this week. How about the fig hunt? Just your normal fig hunt. I went to a Death Angel concert, all thrash metal legends Death Angel. Found another Duplico out on the hunt this week. How about that? And then we did get an antique hunt in there, and that's where I got a big pickup this week as well. So check out that one if you like antique stores. Always the bane of my existence. Once in a blue moon, I'll walk through one of those. This one actually came out with quite some success on this one. So check out that video if you did miss that one as well. And then some of you guys and gals may have seen this one.
Hey Kyle, I'm at this estate sale. Just figured you'd be the one to know. Are these worth anything? One's $50 and that's $10. You're the one I thought of. Thanks.
That's good friend of the channel, Gage Octane, finding the steal of a century at an estate sale. A lot of people said fake, fake. Like they always do. Anytime somebody finds something in the wild or a chase figure, it's always fake, fake. Well, it's not fake. But old Midwest wrestling legend Gage Octane, he knows enough to be dangerous on wrestling figures. He's a Transformers guy and a G.I. Joe guy. That is his prime thing. But he dabbles in wrestling, just Hasbro's and Mattel Retros. That's all he buys. So he knows LJNs but doesn't know LJNs. But he knows he's got a buddy that knows all about him. And he hit me up the night before and said, hey, are these worth anything? Do you see anything here that stands out that I should buy at this estate sale? Because he was going there for Transformers, G.I. Joes. They had Turtles, things like that. And I said, are you kidding me? And I saw that Rick Rude and Sergeant Slaughter. I said, those are the 2 if you can get them. But you guys like me have probably seen estate sales in the past. It's like a lot of times it's like, hey, we have all this. And then guess what? They actually don't. Or they want an arm and a leg. They want your arm and your leg for an item because they know what it's worth. Well, this is one of those rare occasions where they had no idea what they had. It's very strangely, and I don't know how they got to the price points, but Sergeant Slaughter was $10, Rick Rude was $50. A steal either way. Either way, a steal. Reverse them, still a steal. He picked both of those up. There was nobody there, and that's kind of the other thing. It's like, okay, they have them. People are going to look at the list of things they're selling. They're going to go there, eyes on the ground straight for those. Wasn't the case. He just strolled right in, picked those 2 up, picked up a few other things as well. But he got a Sergeant Slaughter, LJN Hasbro, whatever you want to classify it as, for $10. And then he got an LJN Rick Rude for $50. $60 all in. Man, got to get a deal all day long. So shout out to old Gage Octane with the find of the week. Thanks for sending it to me. He sent that little video kind of tongue-in-cheek, like, are these worth anything? Kind of joking at me because I couldn't believe he got those. What a steal, what a deal. Got to get a deal at the end of the day, so there you go. Now we turn our attention to the Jonathan Frakes question of the week.
Have you noticed what big stars real estate agents have become?
And Jonathan says, have you noticed what big stars real estate agents have become? Maybe not so much in the Midwest where I'm at, but you do hear like LA, they have like, you know, old actors, old, NFL players are kind of realtors and things like that. And we don't have a lot of that in my area. We got an old college player that's like 7 feet tall that, you know, sells all the super high-end homes in the area. So he's kind of well known in the circles. Like he's almost a little bit famous because, you know, they have those home shows. He's on TV, but like a local kind of thing there. So don't really have a lot of that in my neck of the woods. I'm sure if you live in Chicago or Atlanta, Houston, LA, New York, there's a lot of those, oh, that's the real estate agent to the stars. There's some of that kind of stuff. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's really selling 101 and a little off topic. But people at the end of the day, guess what? They buy, you know, they want whatever good you're selling. But a lot of times people buy from you. And I've seen that throughout my career as, you know, selling and being a salesman, doing things like that. In the current business I'm in right now, I'm buying this, Kyle, because of you for my store. Not because I really like the product or I believe in it, but I believe in you and what you're going to do for me. And I know you're going to follow through all that kind of stuff. So you do see that. And like, that's why a lot of places you'll see a mirror and it'll say, you know, would you buy from you? Looking presentable, looking approachable, things like that kind of stuff. And I think that goes into a lot of the real estate stuff. People are buying, obviously they want that new house, but they see that real estate agent and it's an NFL player. Oh my gosh, I loved the 49ers. He was a 49ers quarterback. Who is Joe Montana? Whatever it may be. People are buying from them, not necessarily, but obviously if you're spending $1 million on a house, you probably better look past your real estate agent a little bit. But I think you know what I mean. People buy from the person because they like them. They don't necessarily buy all the time. They'll take chances because, hey, I like Kyle, I like Jim, whoever it may be. That's kind of the way it goes. So that's my answer to that question. But now we got to dive in. We got to get into it. The weekly purchases. All right, let's dive into the weekly purchases. Like I said, we got a couple of rounds here today, but let's go to the old G.I. Joe Classified. I couldn't wait. You know me when Joes come in. We got Copperhead. We got my boy Shipwreck. A little bit disappointed on Shipwreck, maybe. Not as great as I wanted it to be, but it was still good. We did get Shipwreck this week. You got my boy Bazooka. Should have been Don Fry in the movie. We'll see what happens, but Bazooka looking good right there. And then, of course, Torpedo. There it is, Torpedo looking good. A lot of good Joes coming. And then you can't forget the deluxe one, the deluxe scrap iron. So we unboxed all these on the channel. Check out the reviews. You don't want to miss any of those. Then the hits keep on coming. I finally got my personal edition of the Ruthless Aggression Undertakers. You guys remember a couple weeks ago we unboxed this on the channel, but it was a Buddies that I unboxed. Well, now I got my own. So Undertaker through the door this week. And that kind of leads us over to some of the Ruthless Aggression figures. I unboxed them, but I did get them this week. We got old Edge looking good. My favorite Ruthless Aggression era Edge figures right there, the one in the purple pants. Always loved that figure. Another one very timely here with 4th of July right around the corner. We got the 4th of July Great American Bash Bradshaw figure. A very, very cool one was that one. And then you can't forget old Tori Wilson. Another one I'm very excited about here is old Tori Wilson. Looking really good. Got her dog Chloe with her. First time in the line. Always here for that as well. So we got some new Ruthless Aggression figures. Might have some new Ruthless Aggression figures next week on the channel as well. Stay tuned for that one. I did get a throwback unboxing. I got plans for this one, but I did get the Jax Rocky line. Michael Buffer, WCW announcing legend Michael Buffer. I did pick this one up. This is like the 4th time I've owned this in my life, and here we are again with Michael Buffer. All in on Michael Buffer. I used to have the complete Jax Rocky collection on card and loose. I did sell them all. Kind of a regret. I wish I would have kept the loose set at least. It is what it is. It is what it is. And then we talked about these earlier. Mutant Mayhem, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We unboxed these on the channel this week. Of course, Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello. I don't mind all these. Donatello's the one that makes me scratch my head a little bit on. Your mileage may vary there, but we got all the 4 of those turtles this week through the door. So a little loosey portion here of weekly purchases. And now we continue on to our old boy, my old buddy, old Short Round, doing short round things in the Indiana Jones movie. Of course, a new Indiana Jones movie is up this weekend. I was hoping I'd see all the Indiana Jones movies so I could go see this one. Nope, I haven't seen past Temple of Doom yet, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that in the future. But how about we bring on the old Monkey King? I got this last week. Haven't got around to unboxing it yet, but it is Mythic Legion's Monkey King. I'll talk about this one a little bit in the unboxing when that time does come, but I did get this through the door. Very cool packaging. Always like those packages as well. I got this on a clearance, and it came in one day in the mail. I got this from Best Buy. Best Buy, of course, has a lot more action figures now than they used to, especially in NECA Super 7 varieties, so it might be worth checking your local Best Buy out. But I get to get the Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. You guys know me. Love a good horror movie. Love a good Bruce Campbell. Picked this one up for like $20 on Best Buy's website with free shipping. Man, I'm here for that all day long. I did last weekend actually watch the new Evil Dead Rising movie. I thought it was okay. It was okay. It was worth watching. I don't know if I would watch it again. Didn't really capture my heart like a young Rio, but it was still good enough worth a watch one time. That's at least how I viewed it there. But Dead by Dawn, Bruce Campbell, all day long. And now I did get my second one of this one here, the Rebel Commando Black Series. Did get this from our friends over at DJC Collectibles. Adolf DJC is the code. Got a second one here so I can display both looks. You know I had to do that. So I did do that. There you go. And the hits keep on coming, and now this is going to be the controversial segment here, because whenever I do bring this up, people always want to argue with me. They don't like it that I'm spitting the truth here. But I did get from Walmart, in a bag, of course, was Snake Eyes, the retro Snake Eyes. Packaging absolutely destroyed. I'm going to take one of these back to Walmart is what I'm going to do. I'm going to open the other one here. But a lot of people are like, Walmart, and I'm sure people are probably getting them all over the place today if I got them. So they're probably saying, Walmart, how dare they ship in a bag, all that kind of stuff. And man, we've talked about it in the past. I'll try to be brief, but it's not Walmart's fault. It is Hasbro's fault. Yes, you heard it here. You guys always say, you know, I say you guys always say, but people, of course, always accuse people on YouTube or anywhere. You're a shill, you just care for the company. I call it like I see it. That's what I do. I don't care what company it is, but Hasbro's got to take the L on this, and they're never never going to answer to it, and they're going to hide behind Walmart in a lot of ways with this one here, because Walmart ships it in a bag. Is that good? No, it's not good for on-card collectors, but it needs to be Hasbro telling Walmart, hey, you need to ship this in a box, you need to ship this with protection. Hasbro's not going to do that. Walmart's not going to listen to them because Walmart wants to do it as effective and cheaply as possible. Hasbro doesn't want to take into their profits, so they're not going to pay the extra money it would take to get in a box. Now here's a perfect example, and you're still always going to have damaged stuff no matter what. Even if it's in a box, you're still going to have damage. But I think we'd all agree a box protects figures more than a bag will. I think that's fairly certain. But here's the next weekly purchases here is the Cody Rhodes Mattel Creations. I got my 2 in the mail here today. This is a box inside of a box, inside of a bigger box. It was taken care of. Yes, like I said, you'll have some damages, but for the most part, taken care of here. Now, that's Mattel going that extra mile. Well, unfortunately, when Hasbro sends these, they don't tell Walmart, hey, put these in a box, because you know what Walmart would say to them? Okay, that's going to be an extra 5 cents per unit, 10 cents per unit times 50,000 units. Do the math. It's more expensive for Hasbro. They're not fitting that. Hasbro, if they wanted these to the consumer minty, they would put these in a box like this Cody Rhodes is what they would do. Then ship it to Walmart. Walmart would put this in a bag or a box from there, protecting the figure. That's not going to happen because Hasbro doesn't want to foot the bill for the extra packaging. And you say, well, a Walmart employee should know. A Walmart employee should not know. We know these are toys. Where do you draw the line? This is a collectible action figure. Well, is there Barbie collectors out there? Is there Hot Wheel collectors out there? Is there, Little People collectors out there? There's collectors for everything. Where do you draw the line? Walmart's not going to interpret that. And guess what? Walmart sells probably 10 million items. Yes, 10 million items. This is just a small portion of the toys. They don't know anything about it. And guess what? I've heard from Walmart workers in these warehouses, they are told what to put this in. They don't get the choice. You might have me working the line like, oh, Snake Eyes, I'm going to keep these minty for old Tom Peterson. He needs these things minty. I would love to say that, but then guess what? Your boss and your company says, nope, these have to go in a bubble mailer. So it is a lot more above Walmart. Walmart is the scapegoat, and I hate to say Hasbro's hiding behind Walmart a little bit, but they're not saying, hey, we should probably send these better to Walmart in the first place. So that's my rant. I get on that soapbox. You guys know how that goes, but it is confusing, and I can see how a lot of people it's easy to blame Walmart, but that's not the case all the time. So there you go. The more you know. And now we're going to move on to round number 2. All right, we march on to round number 2 of weekly purchases, and this time we go back to Walmart. Oh, Walmart coming in hot, and we did get another Hasbro item in the mail, in a mailer box, but this one, a lot thicker carding than the G.I. Joe one. We did get old Kraven the Hunter from the animated series, of course. Definitely a good-looking figure. Be interested to see a little comparison shots between this one and the old versions as well, so stay tuned for that review on the channel. Mentioned these in the toy news yesterday, figure collections. Wrestling Something Wrestlers, I did get the Chelsea Green retro figure. Now, this will be the first female retro figure I ever unboxed on the channel. I've been dabbling and wanting to get that Luna Vachon. I just never pulled the trigger, but Chelsea Green will be the first one here. So we'll unbox this on the channel as well. Stay tuned for that video in the future. Keeping it hot with Marvel Legends, I did pull the trigger on this one, Spider-Man 2. There it is, a very controversial one in a lot of ways. I guess you could say that, but it is old Spider-Man. From the Gamerverse line, we'll call it, whatever you want. How about a little DC McFarlane? Caught me in a weak moment on my toy hunt. Gladiator Batman from the metal line. Something about this one just felt really cool, looked really cool, so I pulled the trigger on this. So there it is, old Batman, the old Gladiator Batman in the house. And we weren't done, as this one did pop up on Amazon. I've been playing that long game. You guys have seen me talk about it for months. And this one finally did come. I want to say it was $8.99 on Amazon. It is the Hush Speeding Bullets Batman. I really did like the looks of this one. Like to get it for $8.99 shipped, that is for sure. So I did pick that one up this week as well. And the hits keep on coming here. How about a little NECA? Gonna try to convince my dad to come over. Yes, my dad, he loves a good Universal Monster. Loves a good NECA unboxing. And I'll see if I can get him over for this one. As it is Godzilla versus King Kong NECA. My local toy store had this. picked one of these up, but it's a classic Godzilla figure. I didn't have a NECA Godzilla in my collection. I had that like Toyo Toys, that Playmates like one that we unboxed on the channel a while back, but I felt like I needed a NECA one to put next to King Kong, and I pulled the trigger on this one, so there you go. But we'll see, maybe I can get my dad to come over and unbox this one with me. We got a lot of work to do. I need my dad over here for like a full day. I think we got 1, 2, 3, like 4 unboxings to do. We'll see. We'll see if I can get him. We'll see. We'll see. But here's one I did pick up from our friends over there at Entertainment Earth. And of course I use discount code Kyle and I save 10% like I always would and do. But this one is a sleeper figure that I wasn't really aware of, and it went to like a clearance outlet deal, so I did jump in and pick this one up. But I didn't realize this was a big mega figure, because I remember the prior edition from the DC Multiverse line, and it was, you know, it was big, but it was small. Well, I am happy to report this is a big boy. It is the Gorilla Grodd. It is the DC Page Punchers, the DC Direct version. I didn't realize it was so big, and you know me, I love a hairy bipedal creature. The verdict's still out. Is it a hairy bipedal creature? I'm counting it. Some people don't, but I count my gorillas as hairy bipedal creatures. But pick this one up this week. I'm very excited about this one because I love a hairy bipedal creature. I love a big gorilla. I'm here for this all day long. So I picked up old Gorilla Grodd from the Flash comic. We'll see what all the fuss is about with that one on the channel sooner rather than later. Patreon probably this weekend. There you go. But the hits keep on coming. We knew this one was coming back out. This one just starting to hit from NECA. You know I love a good Gremlin figure. And we did get the Bat Gremlin, the new batch Gremlins 2. How about that? So I did get this one. This will go good with that Spider Gremlin in my collection. Of course, I'm a sucker for the Gremlins, a kid of the 80s. Kind of the first horror movie you see when you're a little kid as a kid of the 80s was that one there. So did pick up the old Bat Gremlin this week, if I can Jenga this whole thing together here. But definitely a cool one. Be on the lookout for that one if you're on the lookout for that one. There you go. I did swing into Five Below like a lot of people did. I swung in there, had to pick these up for $5. Couldn't beat that price. And of course my daughter wanted to go there to look for Squishmallows. But I did get the Sushi Shop and the Mini Barbecue Grill set here. Great for your figure photography, great accessories, and for $5 a pack, you can't beat that price, I don't think. And these are at Five Below right now. Head on over there. I might unbox both of these ones. I'm not a huge figure photographer, but I got some plans. We'll see. Maybe it'll come to fruition if I ever can find some time. Yeah, I know I always talk about it. A lot of people say, oh, you know, I'm so busy. Are you? Are you so busy? You guys, a lot of people don't understand what busy really is, I think, at the end of the day. But those two are things I really want to dive into. I'd love to build out some of that kind of stuff, and we'll see. I got big plans. I just hope time doesn't run out before the plans get enacted. But one thing that got enacted this week was the old motto of the channel, got to get a deal. Found the old Roton. Walmart's right now, a lot of Walmart stores have these for $23 on clearance, but there's a few of them that have already dropped them down to $11. And I needed a min box one, of course, part of the Double Up Club on this line. Needed a min on card one for $11 all day long. I'm glad I didn't pay the $30-some for a second one. I'll do 11. I'll do 11 every single day. So got that. Might even get another one loose if I can find it for 11 or maybe 7 like the Wind Raider was. We'll see what happens there. Then you saw this in the figure hunt. I was very shocked to finally find these. Old Genghis Frog, the Playmates original one. Got the old Foot Soldier. Got to get a Foot Soldier, of course. Baxter Stockman right there. And then Wingnut and Screw Loose. Very cool to go back and get these Playmates figures. Of course, these have been re-released numerous times. I had a few of these back in the day, but I would have liked to have more, but you could only buy so much when you're a little kid and you don't control the finances. But very cool. I'm going to have one shelf of all these figures in my turtle setup, and that's where these are going to end up going there. So very fun to find those out at Walmart. Once again, those are hitting Walmarts right now. Be on the lookout for those. So there's round number 2 of weekly purchases. Got one more small round, but it is a bit of a grail item. It is an item. I had the devil and the angel on my shoulders, and the angel won out. All right, we're going to finish up weekly purchases with round 3 this week. And this week I found a grail item piece for me. Talk about nostalgia. It's a drug like none other, as we do know as collectors out there. And I saw this one and I did a double take, a triple take, a quadruple take. I went back and forth. I consulted my manager, David C. Anderson. I said, David, what do I do here? What do I do? What do you think? So we talked a little bit about that. And I went back and forth. There was no way I could leave without getting this one from the antique mall I was at. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I pulled the trigger. If you saw the video, you know what it is. If you don't, you're going to find out right now. It is the 1980 Kenner's Superpower Collection Hall of Justice. Right there, the Hall of Justice. Now, it is in box, and it is beat up. Yes, this is an old, faded box, but somebody kept the box all these years. Absolutely crazy. And for $150, I could not believe what I was seeing here. Now, the Hall of Justice I had as a kid, the Superpowers line, an all-time favorite line of mine when I was a kid. We've talked about it. We unboxed the new McFarlane versions on the channel to a little less than desired expectations, I guess is to put it mildly. But man, this thing was an all-timer when I was a kid. Of course, you could use your G.I. Joes in this one as a G.I. Joe base, which I did many of times. Just a lot of hours of entertainment and very nostalgic. And I can just close my eyes and go back to my grandma's or my house when I was a kid, thinking of playing with this, how it folded up as a carrying case. Just one of the all-time great play sets of the 80s. I put this probably in the top 5 up there with, of course, the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier being the all-time best. But just a lot of fun with this one over the years. And when I saw this, it just like all came flooding back to me all in one motion. I knew I had to pick this up. And I guess it was figure fate, as they do say. So this came to me from Nebraska. Had to pick this one up along the way. So very, very iconic, very, very cool. Not sure exactly where I'm going to display that at yet, but I guess I will figure it out eventually. But an all-timer of a pickup here, and just very nostalgic, like I keep saying. And then, of course, I go to the Walmart there. I'm staying at my hotel. I went to the antique mall, went to the Walmart, buy it. What do I find at Walmart? On clearance, $3, Nightwing and Wonder Woman. And I said, I feel like I need to get these. So now I'm almost thinking to myself, and I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go rebuy, yes, rebuy Superman, Batman, and pick up some of these superpower figures. I'm going to try to find them all extremely dirt cheap. I'm going to play the clearance game, but I feel like I might put these with this guy. I don't know, but I felt for $3, I said, okay, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm going to do this one here, but I'm feeling like, okay, now I'm going to go down the whole rabbit hole of the line. The nice thing is they're easy to find. They're fairly cheap, but I want them even cheaper. If I can find them all for $3 a piece, maybe I'll pull the trigger. And I remember seeing Superman for $1.99, Darkseid for $1.99. Now I'm kicking myself for not picking those ones up. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But definitely an all-timer of a pickup this week. Definitely a big haul this week leading into 4th of July. Definitely an interesting week, no doubt about it. But what say you guys and gals out there in YouTube land? Did you pick up anything fun this week? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what your favorite thing I picked up this week was. There you go. If you don't say Hall of Justice, what are you doing? What are you doing? But maybe it's Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell fans out there, I'm sure there are. But let me know your thoughts on the weekly purchases this week, as it was a big, big week on the weekly purchases. Also, of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day, and then some. Oh, yeah, you know, and then some. We got even more content, like we talked about, over on the old Patreon channel. Your best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Now is the time to do it. 20% off t-shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Got to get a deal out there. And don't forget to hit me up. Follow along on social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for another week of weekly purchases, you know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into a 4th of July work week. Man,